Hey guys, so I'm back with another tutorial. I'm using a lot of IT Cosmetics products today, specifically their new superhero palette, which is right here, and I'm giving it a test run. I used it on myself as well as a client, so I'm going to give you my thoughts on it. The first thing I'm doing is apply an eyeshadow base, and then this is what the palette calls as an eye foundation. So pretty much they're kind of like blending shades. They have two light matte colors and a shimmer. I found that they're okay. I would probably prefer a little bit of a darker shade, more neutral. But the palette itself has some nudes, neutrals, and liner colors. First, I applied a neutral in the shade Superstar, which is like a taupe. And then on the crease, they didn't have any blending shades, so I went in with this matte pink to give me some blend. And then I used their liner shades, which are darker, specifically this brown color and Daring, to carve out my crease. And it is really nice and pigmented for contouring the eye. And I'm just using my Universal Blender from the Vortex collection on Sedona Lace. This is going to contour the eye, and I like how I'm using different tones in this look because the palette itself has kind of different colors than I would normally use. So here I am applying the Nude Stick Skin Glossing Pencil in my tear duct, and then I'm going to set it with a shimmer from the nude section called Limitless. And this is going to give my eyes a little bit of pop, a little bit of brightness. Again, these are kind of, I'm not used to working with cooler tones like this, but the palette has a nice little mix of metallics to work with. So this nifty pencil is by Pure Cosmetics. It's called their Browder. It's like this felt tip brow applicator with brow powder on it, which is really nifty. And I'm going to have a review on this coming soon. It's way overdue, but just filling in my brows with this medium brown shade, and then I'm concealing underneath it just to clean up. And I've also offer a base for my highlight shade on my below my eyebrows. This is going to naturally lift the brow up and kind of give you a nice bright shape. Always keep this area nice and bright. And then once that's done, I'm going to brush through with a spoolie on my brows just to blend everything together. And then I'm going to use a actual pencil. This is a Cello Brow Pencil because I do need a little bit more definition. The brow powder is good for filling it in, but not for necessarily giving you another shape. I'm just touching up with my brow pencil from Cello Cosmetics. Back to the palette, I'm using this Confidence Matte Eye Foundation shade to just set the brow bone. And then I'm going to begin by lining the eye with Superhero, which is a matte black from their liner section. And I just used an angle brush, and I dampened the brush a little bit to kind of get more impact. And it does apply really nicely. It's not as dark as I want it to be, but it does show up pretty well. So maybe this is better if you do like more of a subtle eyeliner. And then I'm applying a black to my waterline and a brown to the lower lash line. And just to kind of mix it up, I'm using this copper shade called Fearless on the lower lash line. I think it's kind of interesting to do a mix of the metallic colors. You have a cool taupe and then a warm copper, and it kind of gives a little bit more dimension to the look. And then a little bit more black in that waterline. I find that because these shades are a little bit more cooler, I need a little bit more pop. And I'm applying that black also on the lash line because I want a darker liner, and I don't find that the liner powder that I use is dark enough. Then I'm going to go ahead and comb my lashes, and then I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics mascara. I really like this one. I think this is a superhero mascara as well, and it does build the lashes up nicely, and I like the brush. But of course I'm going to put lashes on because you know I always do that. So after you apply mascara, top and bottom, apply these Mosquito lashes. These are mink lashes in the shade of Black Magic. I'm using my Cosmetics Lash Applicator tool. I love these lashes. They're so pretty. I took them out of my lash drawer because I hadn't used them in so long, but they're really, really nice, and they really kick the look up a notch. And they are mink, so of course they just look nice and full, but not too heavy. So once the lashes are on, I'm going to let that dry for a little bit. Go ahead and tight line. Again, I kept adding more black to the look because I felt like the colors would need a little bit more of a pop. I will say though, I used these eyeshadows on an older client, and they looked really good on her skin. They didn't emphasize fine lines or wrinkles. So I think that this is a pretty good palette for mature skin. It does say it has anti-aging properties. So now I'm correcting underneath my eyes and highlighting at the same time. And then I'm going in with the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream. That's a mouthful. And this is in the shade Tan. I'm applying it all over. I like that it has SPF 50. And I'm just buffing it in with a large synthetic powder brush from Sonia Kashuk. It does the job quickly and it helps me build up coverage. This is a nice shade match for me. I do find this foundation is a little bit thicker than I'm used to, but it does have a nice amount of coverage. And then I'm going back in and highlighting a little bit more. This is Makeup Forever HD Concealer. And I'm just going to apply it to where I want to highlight with my finger. And then I'm going to blend it in with a damp, pointed kabuki brush from Glamcore, like I always do, just to quickly blend out that highlight. And also, because it's a wet brush, it really just blends it in nice into the skin as opposed to leaving a thick layer. But on my nose, I always use my finger because it's a smaller tool. And I'm setting everything with Cover FX medium blotting powder just to kind of blend everything together and make sure everything lasts a long time. This is the IT Cosmetics You Sculpted Universal Contouring Palette. I like this palette a lot actually. It has some really good shades in there. First I'm setting with the matte highlight and a small Billy B face brush. That's going to set my concealer. And I'm going in with medium contour. I love this shade for a bronze, and it kind of reminds me of Matte Give Me Sun Mineralized Skin Finish. So I'm applying it with a tulip brush from Senna Cosmetics, and then I go into deep contour, which is the deepest shade. And this is just to give me a cut, like a cut cheekbone. And I only place it in the deepest part of my contour because I already had the medium shade to give me bronze. And then I kind of mix around the shades to give me a more subtle nose contour. I'm just using a Senna eyeshadow brush to apply it. It's a soft blended, a soft kind of loose blender brush. So it'll give me a soft line, and then I go back in with that matte highlight shade. So interestingly enough, they have a shade called Light Contour, and it has a rosy finish. So I'm using it as a blush. I'm not sure how that would look on fair skin because it is kind of pinky, where you would think it would be a little bit more shadowy, but it works on me. So I'm going back in with that cobra shade, and I'm reapplying it to the lower lash line just for more color, especially now that my face is done. I can bring the lower lash line color a little deeper. And then I'm applying a highlight onto the tear duct just to kind of give more of a pop as well. That's also going to go onto the middle of the lid to give the taupey shade a little bit more sparkle. Blend everything together and, you know, go back and forth, add a little bit here, darken a little bit there. I even applied a little bit more black onto the corner because I keep wanting to build this look up. I don't know if it's because the eyeshadows to me just aren't as popping as I want them to be, but in the end I was happy with the final look. Alright, so I'm using the Nude 6 Skin Glossing Pencil again to give me a shimmer highlight on my cheekbones as well as on my nose. I like that you can just draw this on and you only use a small amount of product. And it's very subtle. It's not like super shiny, so this is good again if you like more of a subtle look. And on the lips, I'm just using a lip pencil. This is the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Lip Pencil in Hex. I think this shade is so pretty. It's like a plum, but it's more of a cool tone plum. It's not super red, so I'm using it all over the lips. It's creamy enough to do that, and I think it goes nicely with the taupey coppery eyes. This is definitely like a fall look, but I'm totally rocking it in the summer. I actually wore this to a makeup gig, and I like the way it came out. I will say that the eyes, I had to do a little bit of work, but I think it's a nice look if you like more subtle shades. Not my favorite palette, but it is high quality. And if you have mature skin, I would definitely recommend it for the way the shadows apply as well as the color choices. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Check out makeupbyrenren.com. Till next time, ciao bellas!